Imagine walking up to the check-in counter, ready to board your flight, only to be met with smirks and whispers from the staff. That's exactly what happened to one man, except these airline employees didn't realize they were mocking the CEO of their own company. At first, they judged him based on his appearance, assuming he couldn't possibly hold any power. But little did they know, their words and actions were about to come back to haunt them in the most unexpected way. This story is a powerful reminder about respect, humility, and how first impressions can be wildly misleading. As the scene unfolded, the tension in the room was palpable, and you won't believe how quickly their attitudes shifted when the truth came out. Stay tuned, because this jaw-dropping moment is one you'll never forget. Let's dive into the full story of what happened next. As the man approached the check-in desk, he noticed the staff exchanging amused glances. Their tone was dismissive, their words sharp with hidden condescension. He remained calm, polite even, as they questioned him unnecessarily about his ticket and baggage. It was clear they assumed he didn't belong in the business class line, and their judgment was written all over their faces. What they didn't know was that this man wasn't just any traveler. Behind his quiet demeanor and simple attire was a story they couldn't have guessed. A man who had worked tirelessly to rise to the top of his industry. Yet here he was, being treated like he didn't matter. Despite their treatment, he remained composed, his silence almost adding to the mystery. The staff continued their mockery, but soon the tables would turn in a way they never expected. Something big was about to happen, and they weren't ready for it. As the man waited patiently for the staff to finish their unnecessary questions, a few other passengers in line began to notice what was happening. Some exchanged awkward glances, sensing the disrespect but unsure whether to step in. Meanwhile, the staff continued their charade, speaking to him in a tone reserved for someone they thought didn't deserve to be there. They even went so far as to make a snide remark about his ticket, questioning its legitimacy under their breath. But the man stayed calm. There was a quiet confidence in the way he carried himself, as if he was waiting for the right moment to speak. He had been in situations like this before, treated as if he didn't belong, judged by people who only saw the surface. But what the staff didn't realize was that their actions were being noticed by more than just the people in line. Someone higher up was about to intervene, and it would change everything. As the interaction dragged on, the man finally handed over his ID, his expression calm but unreadable. The staff member glanced at it casually, not expecting anything out of the ordinary. But then, a flicker of confusion crossed their face. They looked again, their eyes narrowing as they read the name on the ID. Something about it seemed familiar, but they couldn't quite place it. Another staff member leaned over to look, and their smug attitude shifted into something closer to unease. The line behind the man grew restless, whispers spreading among the passengers who had noticed the tension. The energy in the room was shifting. The man didn't say a word, letting the staff piece it together on their own. Just as one of them opened their mouth to speak, another person entered the scene, a senior airline manager walking briskly toward the desk. Their expression changed the moment they saw the man, and what happened next left everyone stunned. The senior manager's eyes widened as they approached the desk, instantly recognizing the man. Their hurried steps and the sudden shift in their body language caught everyone's attention. The staff, still clueless, exchanged nervous glances, sensing something was wrong but not understanding why. "Good afternoon, sir," the manager said, their tone now respectful and deliberate. The staff froze, their confidence draining as they watched the scene unfold. But the man remained composed, offering the manager a small nod. "I was just having a little trouble checking in," he said calmly, his words laced with a subtle undertone that suggested he knew exactly what had been happening. The staff's faces paled as the realization began to set in. Then came the twist no one expected. Another passenger in the line, a frequent flyer, recognized the man as well and couldn't help but speak up. "Wait, isn't he the CEO of this airline?" they said aloud. Gasps rippled through the line, and the staff's expressions turned from nervous to downright panicked. The room seemed to hold its breath, everyone waiting to see how the man would respond. The room went silent as the staff stood frozen, their embarrassment visible. The senior manager quickly confirmed what the other passenger had said. "Yes, this is Mr. Daniels, our CEO," they announced, then a voice carrying both respect and urgency. The staff's faces turned crimson as they realized the gravity of their mistake. The man they had mocked and dismissed was the head of the entire airline. Mr. Daniels finally broke his silence, turning his calm gaze toward the staff. "It's interesting how differently people are treated based on assumptions," he said, his tone measured but firm. "I've been observing how you interact with passengers, and I have some thoughts to share." Just as the staff braced themselves for a harsh reprimand, Mr. Daniels did something no one expected. He calmly turned to the manager and said, "Let's schedule a meeting to discuss how we can improve customer service across the board." Then, looking back at the staff, he added, "I believe in second chances. Let's use this as a learning opportunity." The unexpected grace left everyone stunned. As Mr. Daniels walked toward his gate, heads turned, and whispers filled the room. His actions that day left a lasting impact, not just on the staff, but on everyone who witnessed it. As Mr. Daniels disappeared down the terminal, the weight of his words lingered in the air. The staff, still reeling from the unexpected encounter, exchanged nervous glances, realizing how close they had come to losing their jobs. But instead of punishment, they were given a chance to reflect and grow, something none of them had anticipated. Passengers in the line couldn't stop talking about what they had just witnessed. Many shared how Mr. Daniels' composure and humility left a lasting impression. One traveler commented, "You don't see leaders like that often, someone who can teach a lesson without tearing others down." For the staff, it was a day they would never forget. It wasn't just about learning to treat people with respect, but also a reminder that you never truly know who someone is or the battles they faced. As the terminal buzzed back to life, one thing was clear. Everyone had walked away with a story and a lesson they'd carry forever.